The air element. Directors, Thor and Aries. Inhabitants, Sylphs. Beloved Aries speaks. I am Aries, the spirit of the air element and the director of the sylphs, who serves so ceaselessly to keep the atmosphere of Earth purified enough for mankind to live upon its surface. If you could see the amount of poison exuded just through the breathing out of the polluted air from the physical bodies of mankind in one 24-hour period, you would realize with more emphasis and certainly with more gratitude that the service of the sylphs, who 24 hours a day utilize the powers of the sacred fire to keep mankind, imprisoned elemental life, and the four-footed creatures from poisoning themselves to the point of so-called death through their own exhalation. It is a commonly known fact that mankind can live for as long as 40 days without food, but only approximately 12 days without water, but only about 3 minutes without breath, excluding those initiates who have mastered the art of suspension of breath and who are rare in the extreme. Within the air are so many spiritual forces which the average man uses not at all. The average member of the human race responds only to the almost involuntary inhalation of breath as regulated by the Holy Christ Self and the body elemental. The short, hurried, shallow breaths sustain life in the physical body, but do little to spiritually vitalize and nourish it. We do call that mankind awaken again to the absolute necessity for developing the rhythmic breath, drawing deeply upon the spiritual energies in the atmosphere all about him, digesting the nourishment of that essence, expanding it, and then giving in turn a blessing to the atmosphere as he breathes out the breath from his body. The simple exercises on the breath, which were presented to the student body, were given with a purpose. Upon the utilization of these exercises with the absolute certainty of resultant purification and energization of the lower bodies, depends on a more intricate explanation of how man can use the breath to hasten his spiritual evolution. As in all spiritual practices, there are certain deeper aspects of the law which cannot safely be practiced without the guidance and presence of a trained guru. As in the other kingdoms, in ages gone by, many individuals learned how to use the breath to sustain life in the body for long periods, to perform certain feats of magic, thereby gathering unto themselves great masses of credulous people. Becoming more bold, these individuals invoked certain of the sylphs to assist them in the creation of phenomena that awed the peoples. These sylphs, like the salamanders and undines, became attached to the individual who had so invoked them and followed such individuals through series of embodiments, becoming often the master of the individual rather than his servant. Bold, blustery individuals usually have either the presence of such a sylph or a momentum of such a sylph's power in the aura. Let us pause while you make the call for the freedom of every life stream belonging to this evolution from an inharmonious association with a sylph who has chosen, temporarily, to use God's energy destructively. And let us call on the law of forgiveness for every member of these evolutions who has consciously or unconsciously used the air element of the sylphs for a selfish or destructive purpose, so that the cause, effect, record, and memory of such unholy partnerships may be removed from the etheric realm and the air element return to its natural, beneficent service to this planet and its people. We are concerned with the purification of the etheric bodies of mankind so that there are no longer desires to bend the forces of the elements into human destructive free will. We are concerned with the purification of the rebellions and resentments that exist between the forces of nature and mankind. When the elementals know, through proven fact, that mankind seeks to cooperate with them, we shall see the reestablishment of the glorious kingdom of angels, mankind, and the elemental life which will be externalized in Saint Germain's golden age of permanent perfection for the planet and its evolutions. I am real. I am your friend. Beloved Thor is real. He is your friend. The sylphs are real. They want to be your friends and have, despite so much ingratitude upon the part of mankind, proven their willingness to serve by making and keeping the atmosphere of Earth pure enough to sustain life, human and in the nature kingdoms. When you hear or read of vortices of destructive nature attempting to manifest at any point on Earth's surface, call to us, ask for our assistance, and see how quickly we will come to the aid of those for whom you call. The beloved Thor moves the great air masses to points where they are needed most, providing cooling breezes for those sweltering in humid heat, filling the sails of boats becalmed on tideless seas, directing the purifying energies of the north wind that carries the beautiful gifts of the Elohim of purity, snow, to blanket and nourish portions of Earth's surface preparatory to a new harvest. Thor directs the precipitating clouds that carry the necessary moisture to arid areas on the east wind. He directs the soft, warm breezes on the south wind and the moisture-absorbing currents that etherealize excessive precipitation, dry up waters that are in the wrong place, return the rivers to their natural size. It is one of the tragedies of creation that beloved Thor has been picturized as a great, bloated figure, directing destructive energies through the wind to beset already distraught mankind. My service is to provide the essence of air. Like Neptune and Virgo, the ages have required that I lower the vibratory action of the electrons that make up the air element, so that the lungs of man could absorb, utilize, and benefit by it. Beloved Thor's activity is to move that air in kindness and wisdom under God's direction, wheresoever it is necessary to give the greatest blessings to the earth and its evolution. You have not known, You have not touched even the very hem of the garment of the power that is within your capacity to draw from the air and the ethers that nourishment, the spiritual stimulus, that eternal youth and beauty, that vitality and fire that awaits the magnetic pull of your free will and the expansion of its qualities through your flesh body. Few there are in the West that have drawn from the air element that substance of fire, which is the elixir for which mankind has sought through the ages to gain eternal youth and beauty, indestructible strength and energy, and to make of the flesh body a translucent form of light. In the air, you have everything required to sustain the human form, to vitalize it, to quicken the vibratory action of the electrons within it, and to redeem it. Experiment, if you will, and I shall assist you in bringing rhythm, which you once knew, back into the etheric body, back into the emotional and mental bodies. For when you abide within the natural rhythm of your being, you can know no tension, no distress, disease, or limitation of any kind. It is merely because through discord and inharmony you have broken the rhythm of your inner bodies and your flesh form that you find yourself at present suffering under certain pressures which are a weight upon you. Lovely friends, breathe the air deeply. Love, oh love, the spirit of the air. And know that Aries and Thor are with you to respond to your every call.
Sylphs of Aries' kingdom, beings of the air, purifying substance for all life to share. Through the air so gently, ere you float along, in God's light so sweetly singing freedom song. For your loving service true, grateful are we all. Blessings on me now sincerely